Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of VGC Prep. I'm your host Ryan, and today's the last day for this week. So this is a PDL battle against Pyromaniac720. He's got a YouTube channel. I'll try and remember to link it in the description below. But you can find it on the PDL spreadsheet, which should also automatically be in the description below. So his full team was Thundurus, Shiftry, Ninetales, Malamar, Mega Salamence, and Mamoswine. So, I don't remember the sixth Pokemon I brought. I believe it might have been a Cresselia. I don't really know. Probably not. Maybe Porygon. No, I brought Rhydon. I don't know who it was. It was someone. It had to be a Trick Room setter, so I'm going to say Cresselia, but who the hell knows? So looking at his team, I figured Aromatisse and Hariyama would be the best leads. You know, he's got the Salamence, which I could just fake out, and I'm a Fairy type. He's got the Shiftry, he's got the Malamar, he's got the Mamoswine. It's just the best lead, and I brought Rotom Heat and Mawile in the back for extra protection. So he brings in Shiftry and Salamence, so I'm kind of like sitting here thinking, okay, Mega Salamence, Double Edge. I don't think I could survive it with my Hariyama, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'm gonna want to get a fake out onto the Salamence so I can get a Trick Room going, because Salamence is the biggest threat to my Aromatisse. Turns out Shiftry gets fake out. I never knew that. So that ends up being bad, but it just ends up being a turn where no one does anything at all. So the next turn, I stay in with my Hariyama, believe it or not. I thought I would be able to survive a Double Edge, so I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm staying in. Now he does Double Edge my Aromatisse, but Shiftry really doesn't have enough damage to fully take out my Aromatisse. Again, this is my fully physically defensive Aromatisse, so this is going to be a good turn for me. Now I'm going to get the close combat off onto the Shiftry, mainly because I didn't expect to survive, but I didn't really want to switch Rotom Heat into a Double Edge, so I was just kind of being a little cautious. Now I do get the Trick Room up, which is beautiful. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to go straight for that Draining Kiss onto the Salamence, because I'll get most of my HP back from that, rather than the 1 HP. Plus, I have Rock Slide on Hariyama, so that should be more than enough to take out both the Salamence and the Shiftry in one turn. So I'd rather get more HP back than a little bit, but it turns out it did not have enough damage for that Salamence because I was at -1, but we do get a flinch. So he would have taken out my Hariyama there, for sure. But it's unfortunate that that happened. I don't think it mattered in the long run because I do have the Rotom Heat, so it still would have been able to take out the Salamence regardless. Although he might have taken out the Aromatisse, I don't know what he would have wanted to do there. Now he does double protect here to stall out one more turn of Trick Room. Now I do still have Trick Room up, so it's not a bad thing. And I'm looking at his team, I'm like, the worst he can switch into a close combat is a Thundurus. And to be quite honest, I don't think it wants to switch into a close combat. I know it resists it with its flying type, but it's not a bulky Pokemon, you know? It shouldn't be scared. It shouldn't want to take a close combat. You know, I'm at -1, and I keep forgetting that, but I still think it's going to do a decent chunk. And it does, you know, it really does. So we're going to see Mamoswine come in. And again, I'm still at -1, but I'm like, whatever, I'm going to switch out now because I'm at -1. Because mainly the reason I swapped out was because Hariyama was my best play to kill the Mamoswine. Because, I mean, theoretically, my Mawile can lose pretty hard to it. Now, he's going to double protect here, again, to stall out more Trick Room. Probably expecting, you know, another Rock Slide kind of thing. I Draining Kiss into the Mamoswine to break its Sash if it has one. Now he does Thunderbolt me and he does take me out here, but what I'm hoping for is, you know, this Mamoswine shouldn't really have anything for me outside of Rock Slide. He ends up going for Icicle Crash, which was a little interesting, but I must have had something that would want to take that, or he just didn't have Rock Slide and that was his best play. So I end up burning the Mamoswine here, not overheating, because I figured he might be thick fat and overheat won't take it out. So I'd rather get him burned than waste my special attack. Because this way I have basically, if I can't beat the Thundurus in enough time where my Mawile has to come out, I'd rather have the Mamoswine burned because I'm not going to be able to kill it, you know. I'd rather have it burn so it just doesn't do damage to me, so I can basically take him out. Because the Thundurus at this point, a burned Mamoswine's not a problem for me. So I do end up going for that overheat this turn just to see how much damage I can do. Maybe take it out, hoping that, you know, maybe my Rock Slide will do damage. So he goes straight down, making me believe he might have not have been Thick Fat and possibly Focus Sash. I never found out. I never asked, actually. But I do get the Rock Slide off, and that's going to be game 1. So yeah, I just, you know, I really didn't think I thought that it would be Thick Fat. I thought it would be Focus Sash. I thought just nuking him with an overheat was a bad choice. I needed to at least dent him a little bit, and if I burned him and say my Rotom went down and I was forced into my Mega Mawile, this way I can at least survive an Earthquake. So I was just kind of planning ahead with that. So moving on, I didn't really think Rotom Heat was very good that battle, especially since I was very weary of the Mamoswine anyway. So I just switched out for Rhydon here. I figured Rhydon would be better, and it ended up being better because he switched out his Mamoswine for Ninetales, so that ended up being pretty solid for me. So he starts off with Ninetales and Shiftry. So again, I'm like, he's got Fake Out. You know, I have to be weary of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the Fake Out. I don't really have much of a choice. I'm just gonna take the Fake Out because I don't have anything to switch into that Ninetales Shiftry combo. Rhydon was my best switch in for that, but Ninetales Solar Beam, Shiftry Leaf Blade. There's just no way I should bring that in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go straight for the Rock Slide, knowing that it's just gonna Fake Out my Aromatisse. So there's no point in me attempting to go for a Fake Out. So I'm just gonna let my Aromatisse go down this turn. I'm gonna go for the Helping Hand so I can guarantee the KO on Ninetales, because Ninetales is a big threat to my team. He's gonna go for the Overheat, which, you know, like I said, I'm sacking my Aromatisse off anyway. I'm glad he went for the knockoff Overheat. He probably expected maybe like the Rhydon to come in there. So I go for the Rock Slide. It's gonna take out the Ninetales, no doubt about it, and bring the Shiftry to a very solid position. So he's gonna bring in the Salamence here, and I'm like, that's not very good. I bring in my Rhydon because I ran some calcs when I was trying to decide. And Rhydon can take a Leaf Blade from the Shiftry. I gave it Adamant, I gave it Max Attack. We knew it was Focus Sash, so I know I can take a Leaf Blade. What I'm going to do is I need that -1 to take the Leaf Blade. So assuming that the Salamence is going to go for a Double Edge into my Hariyama, I'm going to just straight up switch into my Mawile, get that -1 so the Double Edge does no damage whatsoever. We're going to eat up this Leaf Blade, like, as best as a 4 times weak physically defensive guy can take, which is pretty damn good. Turns out he actually double-edged into my Rhydon, so if I just stayed in there, I probably could have taken out the Shiftry, but I would have lost my Rhydon, and Rhydon's pretty important. So I get rid of the Shiftry with the Rock Slide, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm in a good position. All he has left is Thundurus, which really can't do anything to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Mega Evolve with my Mawile. I'm going to just go for that Play Rough on the Salamence. Now, I don't have Trick Room, so it's kind of risky, but it's not really because it's a physical Salamence, you know, not a big deal. I'm going to protect with my Rhydon because I don't want him to, say, Double Edge my Rhydon, kill it, and then Thunderbolt my Mawile. Turns out he had freaking Fire Blast, and unfortunately he missed it, which completely lost him the game. It was very, very unfortunate. He was a good sport about it. I felt really bad because that literally lost him the game. Because if he took out my Mawile, he had no way of losing there. But unfortunately, actually, even if he took out my Mawile, I don't know if he could have won that because I don't. It was a 3-0, so I still had Hariyama in the back. You know, I'm not entirely sure how that would have played out, to be fair. No, he would have won. He would have won. So it was a very unfortunate play. I ended up winning because of that. But yeah, so he was pretty good sport about it. So I'm glad, because I hate winning like that. You know, it's not it's not bad. But it would have gone to game 2 anyway, so it wasn't like the end of the series anyway if he got me. So it wouldn't have been a big deal if he killed me there. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.